Hello and welcome to A Million Bucks Style. Today's video is slightly different where I'll be sharing not clothes but how to organize them. Not only am I going to share how I store my clothes to make sure that they are accessible, I'm also going to share how I store my accessories like shoes, bags and belts for you guys to get an idea. The idea is not to show you how many clothes I have, but to show you how I organize my clothes in a way that the little closet space seems a lot. So come with me. As you enter the closet, the first thing that you see is a long full-length mirror and these doorways. They're basically sliding doors and leads you to a closet which has all my bags and most of my accessories, a lot of my gym wear and some jackets. Now, mind you, this is a winter closet tour. I make sure that every season I'm shuffling my closet completely so that I only have things that I'm actually going to wear in my closet and the rest goes in storage or in the guest room's closet. So let's see what we have inside here. So you have a sliding door here. So the first side basically takes care of some of my bags, a couple of my jackets, and the idea is to show you how I store and hang my clothes. I only use a couple of kinds of hangers, and the first tip that I want to share with you is to make sure that you basically buy sturdy one type of hanger for all your clothes, except for of course clip hangers. So we'll get to the clip hangers when we get there, but currently let me show you how I store my clothes. So this is one dress. I like to place them not folded onto the hanger but actually laid out very neatly, just like you would in a store, because it just completely changes the way you experience your clothes. When you don't have too many things going on or not too many things on the rack, it just gives you clarity. Despite the fact that you may have a lot of clothes, you can see what you wear, what you don't wear. And I do a lot of decluttering with my clothes because I get a lot of clothes and I buy a lot of clothes. So every time I feel that I haven't worn something in a very long time, I will take that out and place them in a box. And eventually I use an app called Freeup where I sell all my old clothes at a very nominal cost. So if you guys are interested, the link will be in the description box below. So I place all my jackets here, as you can tell, and a bunch of my skirts here. Now with skirts, what I try and use is a clip hanger. I use two types of clip hangers, a plastic one and a metal one. So this is a metal hanger. It's very sturdy. I bought it off of Amazon, and it just makes sure that you're not ironing your clothes every single time you need to wear them. So in the morning when you're getting ready to go to work, all you have to do is pull out these clothes and they'll be ready to be worn as is without you ironing them. That saves a lot of time, and it also saves you a lot of thinking about what to wear, what not to wear, how do you mix and match things when the things are not ready. This way your clothes are always ready. Now, this is how I like to lay down most of the clothes that I'm wearing on a regular basis. Here, as you can tell, are some of my belts. I like to organize my shelves in a way that everything has a dedicated space. So this is my watch rack. When I got the closet made, I made sure that all of these are also things that we are buying and placing just to make sure everything is organized. I now only wear my Apple Watch, so the watches are all placed in a neat manner so that nothing gets misplaced. When we were getting our closet made, I knew exactly what kind of clothes and shoes and accessories I will have and how I want to store them. So I got niche made for each of these things. So all these drawers are push to open. So all you do is push it and it opens. This one is basically a tray full of my sunglasses. I like them to be organized in a very meticulous manner. Everything needs to be accessible, visible for me to pull out. Especially when I'm shooting and I'm putting the looks together, I like to make sure everything is in its place so that I don't spend too much time just looking for things. So the sunglasses that I wear on a regular basis are put on a tray such as this. You can basically ask any of your builders to create something like this for you if you're building a closet from scratch, or you can buy these off of any good interior store. IKEA, I think, has acrylic ones. I didn't want to buy anything which was acrylic because over time they just become very old and they start looking very plasticky, so I don't like that. But yeah, so I put some of my cases here and my sunglasses here. I throw most of the cases because you don't need so many of them. When you are carrying and you're traveling, all you need to do is just pull out one of these sunglasses, take a case depending on how big your bag is, and place them in just a sturdy case. So this is how I organize my sunglasses. Moving on to the second drawer. So this is where I keep most of my clutches. How I like to lay them down is in a way that most of them are visible, and I like to make sure that all of them are placed in a way that nothing is touching anything that can get spoiled, because, well, I learned from my own experience. I placed one clutch over the other and look what it did to my clutch. Never going to make that mistake again where I'm placing one bag on top of the other. It's such a big mistake, but you learn from your mistakes, which is great. So this is where I put my clutches. Now the third drawer is where I keep my sports bras. So I have been working out very regularly, and I like to make sure that all my gym wear is in an accessible place. So this is where I keep most of my gym clothes. So these are all my sports bras, and I just lay them flat just to make sure that they are all accessible and easy to pull out whenever I need to go to the gym. So the reason why we wanted to make sure that we have push to open drawers is because you don't want to be bending every single time you want to open the drawer. All you have to do is push it to open it. So this is where I store most of my night suits and my night undergarments, my Uniqlos, my heat tech, etc, etc. Very handy. So I like to make sure that my bags are placed in a way that I can see them and none of them are touching each other. I stuff them so that they retain their shape and nothing is basically getting disfigured. I also like to make sure that they are all pulled out every now and then and dusted. I obviously use them a lot when I'm shooting, but if something is not in use for a very long time, I like to pull it out and make sure I give it a good cleanup before it goes back into the place. So I'll show you something that a lot of people may struggle with. How do you store your stockings? I like to store them in a way that everything is visible like this. So all my fleece stockings, my regular stockings, they're all put on a hanger. And every time I need to wear them, I just pull them out, and I've strategically placed them in a place where I have all my dresses and my skirts, because stockings usually get used when you're wearing skirts. To give you an idea, this is what the hanger looks like. It's just a sturdy plastic hanger. I bought it from Amazon, but you can get it from anywhere. As a matter of fact, you can get it from a close by shop also that retails hangers, etc. And it's rather good and can take a lot of weight. The way I like to keep my belts is in a rolled up manner so that they occupy a very little space and can be placed very neatly in your shelf. I also like to use something which a lot of people would find funny. So this is basically from the dry cleaner. Whenever dry cleaners send back my husband's shirts, they put these tiny clips on the collars. I remove those clips and I place my belts in a way that they don't open up. It's rather handy, isn't it? Now moving on to the next side of the closet. So basically all you have to do is close one section and open the other one. It takes very little space and you have a lot of walk-in space here. So I like to place my big bags on the top shelf, and most of our bags are actually laid out here so that they are visible and accessible. I also like to put my trousers that I'm wearing in the winter season here. As you can tell, I've placed them all in clip hangers. And the reason why I place them in clip hangers is because when you put your trousers on a flat hanger, such as a plastic hanger, they have these crease lines. And every time you want to pull them out when you're going to work, you don't want to iron them. So let's negate that and make sure that they are all hung in a way that you can just pull them out and wear them. I also like to store my overcoats and big jackets here. So as you can tell, anything that has a long length. So something that I want to bring your attention to is, so this is a very heavy overcoat and I haven't hung it on a plastic hanger. I bought a wooden hanger for all my heavy woolen overcoats and lehengas, etc., because wooden hangers can stand the weight of these heavy coats, etc. And these little ribbons that you see that are on your overcoats and a lot of your clothes, actually, if you buy it from a retailer that has paid attention to this detail, I like to make sure that they are hung in a way that they don't really get displaced from the shoulder area, and well, comes in rather handy. So that's one trick that I wanted to share with you guys. Then the other thing that I wanted to share with you guys is about the hanger, the clip hanger that I was talking about. So let me give you an example. So this is a trouser, and if I were to place it on a hanger, it would go like this. I prefer not to hang them like this because if I'm wearing it to just dash out of the door, I want to make sure that they are steam ironed in a way that it's wearable. So placing them, clipping them and storing them like this not only gives you a store-like experience, it also makes sure your clothes are always ready to be worn. I like to lay them down with the creases like this. You should always keep your trousers in a way that it's just ready to be worn, because that way you're negating the amount of time you need to get ready, and you'll always want to wear all the clothes that you have in your closet if they are ready to be worn. So all the trousers go in one place, all the big bags go in the other. I like to place my bags in their dedicated shelves. This is where I lay down all the jeans that I'm currently wearing. I don't like to place anything that I'm not currently wearing, because that's just occupying extra space, and if I haven't worn something in so long, it's just evident to me that I don't need it anymore, and I put them on Freeup for someone else to find a home for it. Now both these two shelves also have my bags, and I like them neatly stacked and kept. This is where I have all my gym t-shirts and a couple of gym jackets, and I don't know if the camera can tell, this is where I like to keep all my gym workout bottoms. So you saw I had my sports bras in one drawer, then this is the drawer where I keep almost all of my sportswear, and let me show you another drawer where I keep all my socks. So this is where I keep all my socks, so everything is accessible and in front of me so that I can quickly take them out when I'm getting ready. So you saw the first section of the closet. Now let me take you into the second section, which is where the shower cubicle and the sink is. So come on in. Okay, so this is the sink, and this is where I basically do my beauty and my skincare rituals every morning, and I also like to make sure that everything is organized in a tray. So all my beauty products I laid out very neatly on a tray. So I have these two sections that I have placed all my stuff on. Next hack that I want to share with you guys is to make sure that you buy these trays, or don't dispose trays that you receive for Diwali or any other occasion. Keep them, you never know when you end up using them. Like this one was actually a hamper that I received from someone, and I just stored all my beauty products that I'm currently using there. So we have our laundry bags here, nothing to be excited about. We have a dirty pile and we have a dry cleaning pile. So that is your laundry pile. This is where the dry cleaning goes. Anyway, so this is the shower cubicle. It's a small shower cubicle because I also understand that you don't need like a big shower cubicle for your daily baths. So let me take you to the other side of the closet. Now this is where a lot of my winter wear is hanging. I like to make sure that everything that I'm wearing on a regular basis is in front of me on site. So let me show you what I keep where. So this is where I store most of my clothes. I have these two chairs where you can just sit and tie your shoes. Basically, when you walk into this section, you'll see a shelf where I keep all my t-shirts that I'm wearing, and I like to color code my t-shirts. So all the whites and creams go in one place. All the colorful t-shirts like blues, blacks and greens go here, then followed by blacks. So after the t-shirts, I have a couple of shirts and bodysuits that I wear on a regular basis lying here, some shackets, and all my white shirts go in one section, and even the dry clean ones are, placed in a neat manner. This is basically where I keep my fluffy knits and some sets. So all of these have their trousers within them, and all of these are basically sets. All my dry cleaning is here. I haven't even taken them out. And then some of my cashmere knits that I wear on a regular basis. This is where I keep some of my winter trousers, very easy to access. Here we have a bunch of my skivvies and black knits, then some more sweaters, my towels neatly stacked, a lot of white t-shirts, so my t-shirts are laid out here. These are a bunch of my husband's t-shirts, but they're here for some reason. And these are some lowers and sweatpants and a bunch of other random things that I keep here, and some more cozy knits and jumpers. I like to place them all here. I also have a luggage right on the top, which hasn't placed in the incorrect manner, but I also have my luggage placed on the top and all the other luggages right here. So we created this niche for this closet space because we knew that we wanted to place all our suitcases on the top in an accessible manner. On the top here are all the boxes for my boots. So it's a little messy because all the boots are now out, but this just gives you an idea of how I place my boots. So I know, okay, fine, they're not visible, but they're at least there. There is a pull-out drawer for all my belts. This is how I like to store my belts. So each of the belt is in its niche, and all you have to do is pull it out, roll it back once you've worn it, and place it in its place. This way, not only do I know exactly where all my belts are, I also know exactly what needs to go where after I've worn it. So this comes in very handy. You can also store ties, etc. in such a niche, and it looks really good. Below the belt section is all my stoles and my shawls. All of them have been laid out very neatly and in an accessible manner, so I know whenever I need to pull them out, they're all here, very easily placed. They're all ironed and kept, so I know when I pull them out, I don't need to get them ironed again, and they retain their shape. So under this pull-out little thing is my sneakers. So I basically get ready here and wear my sneakers and dash out of the door. This next section, as you can tell, is where I lay down most of my jackets and my puffers. Everything that I basically have recently added into my closet also goes here. So I like to see all the new things in a way that it's visible. And there is no color coordination really happening here. Everything is laid out in the way that I bought it. Some jackets, some jumpers, some sweatshirts, a bunch of my trousers are hanging in the back because there was just a lot of space. This is where I store most of the bags that I carry with me when I'm traveling. So I have my toiletry bags, etc. laid out here. So if you wear a lot of sweaters, especially cashmere sweaters in the winters, you will notice that a little bit of lint is inevitable, especially with your knitwear. So always have a lint remover in your closet, especially for your winter closet, and remove all the lints towards the end of the season. This will make sure that your clothes look brand new and increases their longevity. It's not going to harm your clothes in any manner, but it'll only increase the shelf life of your clothes and make them look like brand new every time you basically pull them out after a season has ended. Next is where I put most of my makeup and my lingerie. So basically this is the drawer where I have my perfumes laid out nicely on a tray. This is where I have all my brushes and all my lip liners and my kajal, etc. All of them are placed here. Some cotton pads and some Q-tips. This one needs a refill. And all my nail paints, I have clearly a lot of nail paints, as you can tell. So they're all placed in trays neatly. Now this is where I put a couple of trinkets, so chains, etc. that I'm wearing on a regular basis. Some souvenirs. This one is a cute one. It's a Pinocchio. We bought it in Berlin. And this is where I basically store all my jewelry. All of them are in these tiny Ziploc bags so that they are free from moisture and it retains their shelf life, and they're all here. So every time I need to basically pull something out, all I know is they're not detangled and they're placed in their packaging. So there are quite a few. As you can tell, I've been a hoarder, but yeah. Next drawer is where I store all my thongs and my panties and my underwears, etc. And of course a lint roller. Everybody should have one in their closet. Then we also have my bras laid out. Yes guys, sharing a bit too much, but yeah. So I like to place my bras in a way that all of them are visible, and I also like to use these silica pouches. So you basically get these silica pouches and you can just throw them in your drawers to make sure that any moisture or odor is taken away. So that's how we store our lingerie. So that's pretty much the end of the closet. I just have one more section to show you guys where I store my shoes. And also, when you are creating a wardrobe for yourself, make sure that you add things that bring you joy. I have a beautiful Audrey Hepburn poster here. These are all posters and pictures that were shot by Tasveer Art. I used to work with this art curator and they gifted me these posters, and I framed them in a beautiful manner, and it reminds me of the fun we had when we were shooting this campaign. It's just stunning. And yeah, just make sure that there's something in your closet that brings you joy. And every time I come here, of course the clothes give me a lot of joy, but also just looking at these pictures and beautiful frames. Let's go to the last section and that'll be the end of it. Now on to shoes, which is my favorite topic. I have a lot of shoes and I don't necessarily have dedicated shoe shelves where I can see all my shoes. So how I like to store my shoes is in their original boxes. I'll just give you an example. So basically, if you come a little closer, this is where I keep a lot of my shoes here. So all the shoes are in their original boxes, and I take a picture of the shoe, take a printout and paste it on the box so I know which box has which shoe. So if you open this box, you'll find the same shoe in the box as the picture. So very, very handy, and I've used this trick for so many years. It's come in very handy for me. So this is one way of storing your shoes. Not only does it protect your shoes from all the dust, it also makes sure that you know exactly what pair is kept where. So we're in my study right now, which is the next room, and the way I like to keep my shoes, especially the Ferragamo shoes, because I worked with them for 7 years, collected a lot of shoes and bags, and that is where I actually learned how to store shoes. I got this cabinet specially made for my shoes, and let me show you how I store my shoes. So basically it's again a sliding cabinet, and these are most of the shoes that I have from Ferragamo. Ferragamo always makes sure that all their shoes have a picture on it. So if you can tell, this is basically the picture of the shoe. Very easy to pull them out, and you know for a fact that these are the shoes inside the box. So almost all my shoes are always inside boxes. They all have a picture and they are all placed on top of each other, so I know exactly where what is kept. Yeah. So I do that not just with my expensive shoes, but I also do that with my Birkenstocks, my Crocs, my sneakers. If I'm not wearing a pair of sneakers for a very long time, I'll just put them back in their box and I'll place them here, just to make sure that everything is basically in its place, everything is accessible. Even if I have to tell my help to fetch something, all she has to do is look at the picture and pull them out from there. So I think if there is one takeaway from this video, it is to basically keep the boxes of all the shoes that you're buying and print out the picture of it. Just take a white paper, or if you're buying them online and that's why it has worked in my favor because I buy almost everything online. So I take screenshots and I take pictures of not just the shoes but also the clothes that I'm buying, so that tomorrow when I have to resell them, I have them handy in a Google Drive, and all I have to do is pull those pictures out from there and attach them on the app and sell them. So just a few things that make your life a lot more easier and manageable. If there's anything you guys would like me to share with you over and above all of this, please let me know. I would love to hear comments from you guys and really understand what is your pain point, what are you guys struggling with. I'm not someone who likes to share a lot about my personal space, and by all means it's never perfect as much as I would like it to be perfect, but it's still in a way that works for me. So you need to figure out what is the space that you have and how do you organize them. This video would have given you a lot of idea in terms of how to store your clothes and shoes and belts and bags, but if there's anything that I missed out, you can always leave it in the comment section below and I'll definitely get back to you. This was the end of the video, guys. Thank you so much for coming with me and watching my closet tour. This was unscripted, me blabbering about everything that I've done over the past few years. We've been living in this house for now 7 years, and the closet space is actually 8 years old, so you can imagine how much advancement technology has made and what all can you do with your closet now. Leave me a comment below and let me know what you thought of this video. I'm gonna see you guys very soon with something more exciting. Until then, keep it stylish and always look and feel like $1,000,000. Bye guys.